Nitrosites, it's me, the Nitro Generator, and welcome back to another video. Now, as you can tell, I got my Pokemon Sword and Shield pre-order poster right there. Super awesome. I love it. But welcome back to what is the start of hopefully a new series on my channel. A few months ago, I made a video going over my top 5 favorite challenge runs in Pokemon. If you don't know what a challenge run is in Pokemon, basically, it's just playing through a Pokemon game with not being able to do something or being forced to do something like that makes the playthrough a little bit different. Because one of the best things about Pokemon is the replayability in the game. It's not like a one-time story thing. You might already know the story, but using different Pokemon each time you play through is what makes it so much fun. It's a brand new experience depending on what Pokemon you use. You know, what moves you use, when they evolve, when you can use them, stuff like that. It's so cool. And that's what makes Pokemon so much fun. It's just, there's just so much replayability in every game. And it definitely shows because the amount of times that I played every game is probably at least 10 times each, which is a lot. Not Sword and Shield. I'm actually on my 3rd playthrough of Sword and Shield right now already, and the games have just been out for a month now, or I think. Yeah, they've just been out for a month. I think a month tomorrow. I think it was the 21st they came out, something like that, or 18th maybe, something like that. So they've been out for about a month now, and I'm on my 3rd playthrough of them. And so it's just so much fun. So I made a video a few months back going over my top 5 favorite challenge runs. And in this series, I put series in quotation marks because there's not really an episode-wise. Basically, it's just going to be every video in the series is going to be me going over exactly how to do each one of these challenge runs. Now, some of these challenge runs can only be done in certain games. Some of them are better using summer games. Some of these games, stuff like that, I'll be talking about that in each video. I was just going to make a base video going over what a Nuzlocke is, but there's really not enough to go over in one video. So basically what a Nuzlocke is basically you get one Pokemon from each route. You don't get to pick, just run in the grass. Whatever one you get randomly, you can use it, and if it faints, it's dead for the playthrough. You can't use it again. And that's the whole premise of a Nuzlocke. Some people say you can only use Pokemon centers once in every town. Some people say no Pokemon centers. Some people say no potions. Stuff like that, just to make it easier. When the Pokemon faint, some people release them. Some people just put them in a box just to, say, hey, look at all these Pokemon that I could use, but I lost them. And then you have obviously the duplicate clause, where if you get the same Pokemon, you don't use them. So, that's basically what a Nuzlocke is. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over my personal favorite challenge run, which I'm actually doing in my Pokemon Sword playthrough right now, called a Wonder or a Surprise Lock. In this game, basically, there's a function in these games, if you guys didn't know, called Wonder Trade and Surprise Trade from X and Y, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. Those 4 games all had what was called Wonder Trade, where you send the Pokemon up, any random Pokemon, trade a random Pokemon, and you get a random Pokemon back from somebody else. Now, you can get literally anything from these. I've literally gotten shiny Pokemon, shiny legendaries from people who just Wonder Trade them off to a random lucky person, which is so cool. And the whole premise of these games, and it's basically, the whole premise of using Wonder Trade is that you don't know what you're going to get. And, I really like them because it's basically a randomizer, which if you guys didn't know, a lot of these Pokemon games have an ability, if you hack them on, like use the ROM or something on a computer, you can randomize the game so random Pokemon pop up instead of the ones that normally would. So that's basically what this is. This is a randomizer without actually randomizing the game, because you get random Pokemon. Now, there was no Wonder Trade in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but they did bring it back in Sword and Shield, but now it's called Surprise Trade. I personally don't know why they changed it to Surprise Trade when in 4 games it's been Wonder Trade. So that's why I'm still going to call it a Wonder Lock. If you hear me call it a Wonder Lock, Surprise Lock, same thing, no difference. There's a lot of YouTubers doing that right now, and it's just so cool. So I'm going to be going over how I play a Wonder Lock. There are a couple things in this that you can decide for yourself how you want to do it. You can use my rules, other people's rules, stuff like that. But this is how I play it. So basically, just like a regular Nuzlocke, the whole premise is that if you lose a Pokemon, if it faints, it's gone forever. Gone forever. Dead. Some people do 2 to 3 lives playing through a game, but a regular Nuzlocke, which probably what you're going to be doing is if it faints, it's gone. Dead forever. So basically you go on to every route and you can get one Pokemon. In Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and in Sword and Shield, obviously, the encounters show up in the grass in overworld sprites. Basically, since this is a Wonderlock, you don't actually get to pick which Pokemon you're doing. I mean, you can pick which... That's what I'm saying. So you can actually pick what Pokemon you want to catch instead of in a regular Nuzlocke where you would just run into the grass and whatever one you find, you find. You can pick which one you want to. You can pick which one you want to encounter and catch, and immediately after you catch them, you send them up to Wonder Trade. Any static encounters, which means that Pokemon that are given to you, Pokemon basically that you're 100% going to get no matter what. Basically any Pokemon that is given to you, like I know Shuckle in a Shuckle named Shucky in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That is the static encounter that you get. That's just one that comes off the top of your head. But even your starter Pokemon Legendary, as soon as you get the ability to surprise trade or Wonder Trade, you send it up. So basically, in Pokemon Sword and Shield, that is right before you go into the wild area for the first time. You get the Pokemon Box Link, and then right before that is when you get the ability to do Wonder Trade or Surprise Trade. So you send your starter Pokemon up, and at that exact moment, that is when the Nuzlocke starts. So basically, if your Pokemon faints before that, don't worry about it. You haven't had the ability to get a Wonder Trade Pokemon yet, so it doesn't matter. Usually in Nuzlocke, the Nuzlocke officially starts when you get a Pokeball. So if you can play through the game until you get Pokeballs, and once you get Pokeballs, that's when the Nuzlocke starts. But so yeah, once you get to that point, you get Pokeballs, you get the ability to surprise trade. That is when the Nuzlocke starts. You send the Pokemon up, whichever one you get is what you use. But there are a few things to know when you're surprise trading. If you get, especially with Pokemon Sword and Shield, because of the vast variety of levels that you can get from level 70 or 7 to level 70 in the wild area, you're going to be getting a lot of Pokemon that are super high leveled. And you're not allowed to use them unless they're a certain amount of level above your Pokemon. So if you only have like level 20s and you get like a level 60, you can just Wonder Trade it again. That's totally fine until you get a Pokemon that you can use. My thing was always 5 levels above my highest level is the if a Pokemon is that level, then I can use it. Any higher level than that, then I don't use it. A lot of people do 3 levels, some people do 2. I'd always done 5 just because it's kind of hard when you get a Pokemon that you can't use and when you want to use it. So anywhere from 3 to 5, usually in these games, as of right now in Pokemon Sword and Shield, you're going to be getting a lot of level 1s because a lot of people are shiny hunting, Masuda methoding for the shinies, and they're just going to be Wonder Trading out to level 1s. 90% of what I've gotten so far are level 1 Pokemon, so that's nice. So you can be doing that, so you don't really have to worry about that. You can choose to keep the Pokemon. If you have like a level 20, you get like a level 45, and you want to save that till you can use it, then by far, that's totally fine. Do that. You can choose to keep any of the Pokemon that you get, but you can't use that Pokemon until you have a Pokemon that's at least 3 to 5 levels below it. So there's that. There's also the duplicate clause, which is if you get a Pokemon that you've already gotten from Wonder Trade, not that you've caught. If you've already caught it, but you haven't got it through Wonder Trade, you have to keep it. But if you get a Pokemon through Wonder Trade that you have already gotten through Wonder Trade, then you can trade it back again because you've already had that Pokemon. It's not as fun if you get 3, 4, 5 Ricketies through Wonder Trade the whole game and you don't get the chance to get a new Pokemon. So yeah, so basically you just Wonder Trade it again. Then there's the shiny clause, which basically means that if you find a shiny Pokemon, then you can catch it and you don't have to Wonder Trade it. You can keep it, you can use it no matter what. There's that, but a lot of times you're not going to be finding a shiny Pokemon. And you can't really hunt for a shiny Pokemon to use in a Wonderlock because then that's not really a Wonderlock anymore. So there is that, which is really cool. I definitely enjoy that. But you're not going to be getting a shiny Pokemon. I wish that I would enjoy getting a shiny Pokemon, but you're probably not going to. So there is that. So that is basically it. So once you get a Wonder Trade Pokemon, if it's within the levels and it's not one that you already have used, then by far you get to use it. And the whole thing about Wonder Trading and the whole thing about Nuzlocke in general is that you might not have a type that you need, which makes it tougher. So going up against a water type gym leader or something and you don't have any grass or electric types, then you're probably going to have a problem. And that's what makes it a lot of fun, which takes a lot more strategy than regular games, is because you have to learn how to use these Pokemon when you have the absence of another Pokemon type that you need. I got lucky enough to get a Water, Fire, Grass core already, like within the first little bit of my game. I got a Timple, I got a Rotom, and I got a Scorbunny. My Scorbunny, or my Cinderace, because I got into a Cinderace, just died like last night when I was playing through the game because of the fact that I relied on high jump kick, because I had hit every other time that I've used it in the game. So I used it against Hobbs Double and it missed and I died, and that really sucked. But I had a backup Vulpix in the back at level 1. I got into level 40 in the wild area and got to a Ninetales. So I still have my Water, Fire, Grass core. So that is really nice to have. But at the same time, you may not be as fortunate to get that, because there are a lot of times in this game, or doing a Wonderlock, where I have not had a certain type that I really need. And it's a little more difficult when you're getting all these level 1s, and you have a level, your whole team's like level 50, let's say, and you get a level 1 typing that you need, and it's kind of hard to get rid of one of these Pokemon that you have trained up to level 50 for that typing, and it's also a level 1 that you're going to have to train up again. So that's the whole thing. That's the whole premise with the Wonderlock, is also you're probably going to be getting a lot of lower level Pokemon, because if people have really good higher level Pokemon, chances are they're not going to be Wonder Trading it. So that's just what makes it so much fun. And once you beat the game, it's a sense of accomplishment that, hey, look, these are the Pokemon that I beat the game with, and these are the Pokemon that I could have had, but I somehow messed it up. And even the best Pokemon players lose a lot of Pokemon during a Nuzlocke or a Wonderlock or whatever you do. So don't feel bad if you lose a Pokemon early on. I can tell you what, I had a Ralts and I was super excited about getting a Gardevoir, and I ended up losing it to a Pokemon because it had a Dark-type move or something like that, and I didn't realize, and it O-coded it. And I also had a Dreepy that I was super excited about using, and I was using it up against a Pokemon, and it didn't even have a super effective move against Dreepy, but because Dreepy is not a very good Pokemon as just Dreepy, his defenses are super low, and he was O-called by a Pokemon that I didn't think would O-call him, which really sucks. So there was that one, and then I lost this Cinderace to a totally my fault kind of thing, but yeah. So even I, who have been playing Pokemon for a long time, have lost Pokemon when, you know, I didn't mean to lose one. I have yet to lose one in a gym battle, which is nice. So it's kind of say I've lost 3 or 4 Pokemon. I don't remember what the other one is. But I have not lost them in a gym battle. It's just been me being stupid, relying on a move that I shouldn't have relied on, stuff like that. So yeah. So that is basically how to do a Wonderlock or a Surprise Lock. It's very simple. I just kind of wanted to explain it a little bit to you guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below. Highly, highly appreciate it. There should be another episode of my Pokemon tier list video coming out very soon. If you're excited for that, make sure you subscribe too. Hit that bell so when I do post it, you'll be notified. So yeah, other than that, guys, that is really it for me. Again, I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys are having a really great holiday, and if I don't see you before Christmas, make sure you guys have a great Christmas. But other than that, guys, I will see you in the next video. Nitro General out. Peace.